Hey guys, one of the things that you have always loved about this channel is installation videos. So we've got another one for you. This one actually happened a while back. We took footage at the time, not quite enough to feel great about cutting a video together, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I have to say about this footage, and so we're going to go ahead and just show you this thing. This installation was in a room. We couldn't exactly trust the architecture, and there are some arrangements we made for that I'll show you in a little bit. Let's just take a look at the way this installation began. This is a beautiful process.
We have come at last to the tomb of Anchorage, here in exotic Anchorage, Alaska, where the Egyptians made their last stand. I'm not sure I'm going with this, but we're here in Anchorage. We've begun our install. We're currently on day 2, yes. A lot of airplanes involved in the first, on day 0, so it's a blur. We're here in Anchorage. We're getting our stuff on the walls, and it's definitely coming along. This is, to date, the most together this has been, so actually getting to see all of these pieces interacting with each other and the visual density is very satisfying. Take a look.
One of the things that we actually had to look at when making this is that we can never completely trust an architectural drawing to be true to whatever the installers put in. They're often not the same thing. Rooms aren't square, they're not exactly the dimensions that they're supposed to be. There's some other consideration. They had to make a wall thicker than it was supposed to be, which means that the actual interior of the room is smaller than it's supposed to be. But we have to fly thousands of miles to install this thing, so what do? Well, we make the room so that it can literally expand and contract. So we have columns that are flanked by flat stone, and the column sits on top of that flat stone. So we can actually shrink the flat stone behind the column and hide a bit more of it and actually make the room a little bit smaller or larger if we need to. We plan on hiding 1 inch per side. We can make that a ½ an inch per side and gain an inch there. Then there's a central panel, and that central panel again can do the same thing where the side panels slide behind the central panel. So the whole room can take up more or less space as the architecture desires or requires. So the entire room is mooshable, which is pretty cool. The left side of this shot sort of shows the overlap of these panels and how they can slide behind each other as needed or expose more of themselves as needed. You don't want them exposing themselves. In order to mount all these panels, what we did is we designed a French cleat system, which is one of our standard go-to tricks. This is also a way to mount a set wall against an existing wall instead of using a jack stand to do it. So if you look at our how to build a set wall video, this is a way to do a much larger set within a space and being able to fill that space up. If you look here, what I've done is I've cut a 45-degree angle in this piece. This piece is attached to our wall. This would actually be attached with concrete anchors, or in this case, it's big toggle drywall anchors that hold like 800 and something pounds a piece. There's actually 2 of these, so we have 1 high and 1 low on the wall. Then on our set wall, on the piece that we're installing, we do the same thing, but the reciprocal angle, and they fit together like that. So it's literally, that's how one wall hangs on the other wall. It also means that we can drop a single anchor in and pin it in place. We can use a little button cover that's stone finished to finish that out, so you can't see it. Or if it weighs enough and it's stable enough, you can just leave it this way. And if you ever have to do maintenance on the wall, you literally lift the panel off. This build actually uses a concept that we're a big fan of, and it's interactive architecture. The architecture is part of the game, part of the puzzle. The room moves around, it does stuff, it gives you feedback. We're not looking at everything as an individual little cabinet or a locked box or something like that. The room itself is an entity, it's part of the gameplay, and discovering how the room interacts with you and what it does is part of what's so fascinating about this. Realize that we can't show you the entire game because, well, that would be bad. There are multiple spaces in this game that you can't see, but they will come into play if you're actually playing the game. The space that we can show you is this. Part of what's interesting about this is the harshness of the lighting. What we use is a string of drop lights. It's sort of an industrial motif. What that does is it goes along with the archaeological dig idea. And at the same time, it gives you a very directional light, very harsh light. It shows off the relief, shows off the carving, shows off the stone. It gives everything a much grittier, hard texture. And it really just helps everything out in this room. It gives it a little bit of mystery at the same time. So it's thematically correct, and it is a very dramatic style of light that works beautifully in this space.
Hey guys, it's me and my girl Amit, my boy Anubis, and my other boy Toth. We just want to pop in here and let you know that we have an Instagram page. So if you're looking for things to, fill all of your gratuitous sets needs between our long video updates, head on over to Instagram.gratuitous_sets. The link will be down below in the description box, so check us out. We post all kinds of photos. There's a lot of Herald on there, lots of sort of works in progress and all that good stuff. So come check us out and give us a follow.
As we look at close-ups in this room, I'm going to refer back to the videos that we shot before about how we did all this stone effect stuff. And you can see close-ups of the stonework and see just how real in person it looks. These pieces are done with very stiff materials, so they feel hard to the touch. They sound hard to the touch. They sound stone-like. And all that stuff works together to sort of sell that stone idea. We spent quite literally years developing the stone formula, and while I can't give it away to you, the formula itself, we can get you some paint if you need some. So if you want to reach out to me, our phone number's on Facebook, and we can figure out what sort of colors you want and how we'll do it and all that kind of stuff. We'll get you some instructions and you can move forward from there. We get a lot of questions about how we do stone finishing. And recently we did a Q&A with room escape artists for their RECON Global. It's a free escape room convention starting August 23rd. And we answered a bunch of questions about stone finishing. So check that video out. It'll be coming out soon. And subscribe and like it and all that kind of stuff. And subscribe to their channel. And we will see you very soon with another, God knows what the hell it'll be from Gratuitous Sets. We get a lot of questions. I dropped my script.